Hey, video world, I'm back, and this is the first Gen 3 that I purchased. Long story short, it's got 300 miles on it, and it has developed a problem. I'll be up straight with it. It's a stock bike. I've put a HMF exhaust system. I ran all the O2 sensors the correct way. Both of them are placed back in the exhaust system. What happened to the bike, actually, Janie was riding a bike, and for unknown reasons, it sounded like it went on the rev limiter, and the bike at the end of the quarter mile, it died. And basically she waited for me to get down there, and I restarted it, and the bike is now running with a cylinder down. I've done a compression check on all the cylinders, and the number one cylinder is down. The compression, it doesn't have any. So I'm in the process here in the next couple of days. I got to go race, but I am going to come back, and I'm gonna pull this motor out of here. And needless to say, I did talk with the dealership, and they know that I actually race bikes, and they actually know that's what I purchased them for. So with that being said, we kind of knew that Suzuki would not warranty this bike with just the little simple changes that I'd done to it. And which is a shame, because I actually love these motorcycles. But if you advertise and you build a motorcycle and you say it's supposed to go close to 200 mile an hour, and it has a failure running 140 mile an hour, and you don't want to warranty it just because it was going down the racetrack, that's a shame. Because once I pull this motor out, I'll find out exactly what's wrong with this motor. And I probably won't post this video up until I see or hear of other people having this problem. But I probably will, well, just long story short, I'm gonna pull this motor out, and I'm gonna rebuild it myself. But I am gonna video what I find wrong with the motor, as far as what happened to that number one cylinder and what's wrong with it. So stay tuned, and I think I should, I'll either get this video posted or I'll throw it in the junk bin. But needless to say, I'll let people kind of know what's going on with the thing once I get it done. In all my videos, bye-bye. Hey, video world, good morning. Tell you what I got going on this morning. I've got 4 Gen 3 Hayabusas. I've got probably 50 miles on one. Got 143 on another. Got about 700 on another one. And I also just bought another one that I bought new used. I found it, and they had already put 5,000 miles on that bike. So I bought that bike. And I've got one that only has 300 miles on it. Well, the one that has the 300 miles on it, it's done developed some type of engine problem. Long story short, there's no need for me denying. If I buy a motorcycle and they say it's the fastest thing or it's supposed to be whatever it's supposed to be, that's the way they advertise it, and that thing's going to the racetrack. I've owned every Hayabusa, every color, every style, every year, every model. I've never, like I said, I've done owned all the way from 99 to 2022. I've never used a break-in period on any of them. I normally just pick them up straight from the dealership, put me an exhaust on it and an air shifter, and that thing going to the racetrack. Out of all these years of doing that, and anybody know that anybody that raced these motorcycles, as soon as they come from the racetrack, we're changing oil in them and filters and cutting the filters in half and looking at them, and so we can see if any medical particles or anything is in those filters. So these bikes are getting oil changes weekly with the best oil. So that's how well a race bike is basically taken care of. Where a guy that's out here running on the street, if you advertise this thing to do 200 mile an hour and you get it out here on the racetrack, we only run about 143, 145 because we leave the motor stop. 146. These are stock motors. But if you take a guy who's running it out here on the street, what Suzuki warranty it for, and they say it's designed for, you get it out there on the street, you run it whatever you want to run it, and not change the oil in it for 4,000 miles. Or matter of fact, there's one I just bought with 5,000 miles. I bet you they never, that oil was, I tell you what, I know they never changed the oil on that thing. And I guarantee they probably didn't take it back to service either, because it done changed hands a couple of times. It changed hands since it was brand new. It changed hands 4 times, and it already had 5,000 miles on it. And I done messed with enough motorcycles that I looked at. I could tell it was a decent bike, but as soon as I got it, I bought it, and before I even rode it, I changed the oil on the thing. So that's how well a race bike is taken care of compared to a street bike, a bike that somebody bought and they running it every day. It should run 140, 150 mile an hour with no problem. Well, I got a bike with 300 miles on it, and I already know, like anybody else, because we took the bike to the racetrack, put a swing arm on it, put an air shifter on that quick shifter. I already know Suzuki ain't gonna want to warranty the damn thing. So, long story short, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna tear this motor down on video. A lot of people get out there and talk and complain, and oh, they didn't do. Hell, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna put the damn thing back together myself. But the main thing is do I personally believe that a motorcycle now you got to realize, now I advertise it as the best thing in the world and the fastest thing running up and down the street, and it do close to 200 mile an hour. You mean to tell me that thing can't go down the drag strip for a quarter of a mile and run only about 140, 145? And after about 6 passes on it get loaded on the trailer. You bring it back to your shop. and you change all the oils and filters, and you do that week on and week out, and all of a sudden that violates the warranty on the damn motorcycle. Damn race bike being better taken care of than a bike that a guy's just riding up and down the damn street. Well, that's my complaint. But anyway, I ain't that type of fella. Hell, I'll tear this damn thing down myself and rebuild it. But I'm going to show what's wrong with this damn thing, because unlike anybody else, I don't think that a motor with 300 miles on it that advertised it's supposed to be this good of a motorcycle, that an engine is going to have these type of problems in 300 miles. There is something wrong. And it didn't come from here. So I'm tearing the damn thing down, and I'm gonna let people find out. We're gonna see what's wrong with it. We're gonna find out what happened to it. So anyway, hold tight. And matter of fact, I'm not Mr. Video World now, okay? So I'm gonna try to get this thing flipped around. They say you can flip it around some kind of way. I'll tell you right now, don't let me mess with your electronics, because it won't work. Anyway, I'm gonna turn this thing off, and then I'm gonna flip it around on the motor, and then I'll get started. Bye. All right, Video World, here's this. I got this motor. This is a 2022 Suzuki Hayabusa engine. It's got 300 miles on it, and it's already got a dead cylinder. Cylinder number 1 is dead. It ain't putting out any compression. So if you looked at the front of the video, hell, I'm a racer, and long story short is I'm getting ready to tear this thing down right here on video, and hell, people can see. I'll show you, find out what's wrong with it. I'll show you what's wrong with it. So anyway, here I go. I'm getting ready to start. I think this here camera's set up good enough. And I don't normally watch comments and all that stuff on my videos. So long story short, this is probably something people are really interested in about these motors, because I've already seen some other videos where these motors are having problems, where I'm a Hayabusa fanatic, have owned every one, and I've never had any problems out of these things running them the same way I'm running now. This is the first time I've ever had any problem out of any one of these motors like this. So long story short, I'm gonna tear this baby down right now, right in front of you. Let me get this cover off of here. In Video World, I ain't got no whole lot of, when I'm working, I'm used to working in silence, so I don't have a whole lot of commentary to talk about. So, and like I say, I don't really care what people on most videos comment. I don't even read them really. And if my phone would ring while I'm trying to get something done. Hold on now. Hey, Big T, let me call you back. I'm gonna take about 20 minutes. I'm taking a motor down. I'll call you back. Okay. That's how normally things happen when you're trying to do something, but that guy right there, he is a really good customer of mine, and I gotta take care of my folks. So, needless to say, I'm not your video guy, really. And I don't know all the secrets in the trade for that. But we're going to take this thing apart. For the first time. So she should be coming up off of that. Come on off of that.
see that I was telling the truth. About getting her off of here. Doggone it. Gasket in there. I don't want to ruin that gasket. They got her. Hey, they got her. They got her put on there. See if I can get her around here. Maybe I should have took this off before I started doing the video. But I wanted people to see. Yeah. I was actually taking her off for the first time, but I wasn't doing no nonsense here. Boy, she's on there. They got her glued on there. All right, well, hold on, video world. I'm gonna fight this. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, video world, I think she's probably gonna have to stitch that video together. I'm back with you, and this was the toughest cover that I've ever had to take off. I had to beat the gaskets up on, tear the gasket up to get the cover off. So I'd say one thing, kind of see why they got these new little port things attached here for your for that emission system. So pull those out of there. Actually, we were stuck. Two of them were stuck in, and they, you can see it there, the other two, they came right on out with the color, but these things is, they are 300-mile motor. Them things are rusty. Things are rusty as heck. I don't know how that would happen. for a brand new motor, but anyway, let's continue to take this thing apart here. Get this thing down to the nitty gritty. Find out what's wrong with her here. What's going on? Let's get on up there on that motor. Let's get on up there pretty good on that motor. So like I said, the cylinder was giving me problems that we have determined is down on compression. Actually, it's dead. So I want to pull out these caps before I even take the head off. And maybe a valve, maybe under this valve cap. But maybe it might show me something that I don't know. But I don't want to miss anything as I'm taking this apart, because I rotated this motor over and without the plugs in it, and it's smooth as honey. It rotates over, and I was looking to see if I could hear, you know, a sound or something, a metallic sound or something that didn't sound right, but I rotated the motor over by hand, and I'm telling you what, it was smooth. It wasn't nothing. I mean, there was not anything that appeared to, you know, be loose. There was no sounds. There was no nothing. So this is my number 1 cylinder. I think I still got that on camera the right way. Yeah, it's on there. This is the valves here for cylinder number 1. And this is the cylinder that's dead. Just not showing any compression. So before I take off anything else or look at anything else, let's see if these valves, make sure that the valves and everything. I done found it already. Done found it already. Yep. Done found her already. Let me get these off so you can see. And I'm glad. And probably the motor probably saved itself the way it done it. But I'm still gonna have to tear it on down. But I kind of figured this might be the problem because the motor, nothing banged up. It didn't say anything. We had put a scope down in it and looked inside the motor also. But this motor has 300 miles on it. And I'm going to show you exactly what's wrong with her. What happened. Now, this is 300 miles before this motor would even have to be into service. So, this is why, to me, if somebody else has this problem and they can't do the mechanical work and they don't know or whatever situation is, but that's why I decided to do it on camera. So bear with me. But now, you can see I tore this motor down. This Hayabusa motor has 300 miles on it. And there's we're looking at cylinder number 4. Looking at the caps, okay? Here's cylinder number 3. Cylinder number 3, okay? Here's cylinder number 2. This is number 2. Yeah. This is, and I'm actually pointing at the intake side. And then here's the exhaust side. So now you remember I removed those caps off of cylinder number 1, correct? Well, here's cylinder number 1. This is the cylinder that we have a compression problem on. I removed the cap, and as you can see, there's the valve stem, and there's the keepers right there. See those little, let me get close to it. See the keepers in there? And this is on cylinder number 1 now. See the keeper in there? And let me look at that cap. That cap looking kind of crazy when I got it up there on the video looking at her. Oh, it's just something that was on it. Oh, it's just some little peach fuzz was there. So those are both of the intake valves on cylinder number 1. Now look at cylinder number 1 on the exhaust side. See the keeper? Keepers come up out of there. And luckily, it got stuck. And it didn't let that valve drop down in there. It got stuck and didn't let that valve. But something's also going on with this one here too. See there? Something's going on. Now, this is a motor with 300 miles on it. Now, I don't care how hard this bike was run. I don't care if it was run 25 miles an hour. This should be warranted, and this is a factory defect. Something else has went on. You couldn't have caught that, whether it was 10 miles, whether it was 15 miles, whether it was 300 miles, whether it was 1,000 miles. And whether it had been run at going down the drag strip or down the highway. This could have happened going down the highway. And I tell you, actually, it happened in the motorcycle. I videoed the pass. It happened in about second gear, at the top of second gear, probably at about 8,000 RPM. And what it did is it spit a shim. See that? There it is. See, it's sitting in there sideways. So I can stop now. No, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and set this right back up, and yeah, I'll stop. I'll just add on a video because there's some things that I want to look at. And before I continue to take it the rest of the way apart, I'll video the rest of it and see if I have anything underneath, but I don't think so. I think that it spit that shim and it stuck that valve, which is great. That valve's probably stuck, or it may be bent in there and stuck. But anyway, this should be covered under a factory warranty, because that's bad workmanship on Suzuki's part right there. That's all that is. So anyway, I found out what the problem is already, video world, and I'm gonna come back, and when I do the rest of it, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna video the rest of it and see if this here caused any other damage, and then I'm gonna go down and just show it to my local Suzuki dealership where I normally get on my bikes. I don't want them to pay to fix it because I can fix it. I can fix it better myself. So anyway, video world, that's it. This is a 2022 motor with 300 miles on it. And as you can see, it was that simple to find out what the problem was. Bye-bye. Okay, video world, when I left off on that last video, I was showing you this is a head of a 2022 Hayabusa. And as you can see, this motor has 300 miles and it lost compression. And as you can see, that is why. The keeper, apparently on cylinder number 1, this is on the exhaust side. You can see there's something going on with this one too. See how it's done? Grounded it out. I have no idea why that's happening, but look at the other. This is the exhaust on cylinder number 1. It has actually spit the keeper out. And luckily, that valve may be bent, or that keeper head may have stuck probably inside of the spring, or it's stuck on the other keeper, because look on the other side. It saved everything. That valve is stuck up in there. I'm hoping that when I pull that keeper out, that valve, if it slides right out, then that means that thing's not bent. And I'll look at the head of it, and if it's reusable, I'll reuse it. If not, I'll just buy another valve and stick in there. But as you can see, it has a little from the factory. It may not be shimmed quite right. It has a little more. This one here's got a little bit, but this one here has a little bit more on it, where it's, I think well, I can tell by looking at the piston, and this was the good thing. You can see that valve that lost that keeper Now this is see where it's been, ooh, just touching just a little bit right there. But it didn't bang up anything else. So I believe that I'm going to go through and probably, since this motor's already down, I'm going to give this bad boy a valve job and clean him all up. Put me a new head gasket on him. Probably, if that need a new valve on for that one valve, more than likely, I think I'm just going to buy another valve. Buy a whole new valve and put in there. Check the valve guide and give me a new head gasket. And I'm going to throw this motor back together. But this is off of 2022 Hayabusa. Motorcycle only has 300 miles on it. And that's a shame. This is the first time I've ever had this type of situation happen with a Hayabusa. And I'm probably going to have to change this one too. I'll probably do it just to be safe. Because look at both of them. Them things look horrible. And this is what they should look like. That's what they should look like. So you can see the difference. Something was going on over here on this exhaust side. There's the intake side of number one. There's the exhaust side of number one. So anyway, that's all I got to say. I'll see you when I get this bad baby running. As in all my videos, bye-bye.